Officially, good evening. Welcome to Options Income Launchpad, Trading Foundations Open Forum. I am Scott. Pat getting the torch passed from Glenn, talking about trade management. If there's any ongoing conversations, particularly if there is a trade that someone is managing, or anything along those lines, let me know. All right, let's keep going here. Let's go here. Whoops, wrong place. Let's go here. Always and forever, what we do is for education and illustrative purposes. Nothing's intended as a recommendation to buy or sell. Our content is solely for education. No personalized investment advice. Any decisions you make should be done so at your own risk because we're not brokers or advisors, yada, yada, yada. Let's go to the platform. Yeah. Feeling a little bearish, anyone? I'm kind of thinking about starting to look for some things that I'm like, oh, whoa, what's going to happen as these things continue to give up the goods. Yeah. Yeah. So, in Coke, but not sure moving forward. Okay. In Coke, bullishly? Bearishly? Yes, bullish. Ooh, okay. Yeah, it kind of flagged a little bit and then turned and then looked great at one point. Kind of like Micron had a beautiful comeback. Who's still got this one? Micron had a fantastic comeback. So it turned and then it stalled, it held, and then boom, we got a nice piece. It's like 9% yesterday. Today it looked fantastic and then pulled back, but still it's made a nice recovery, profiting, while at the same time. So this is and we'll talk about this tomorrow too, probably, for anyone who's still in. We also have NU, which I closed. Let's talk about it. I took it at the end of the day. I said, I don't like the way it's rolling over and pinching. Now, you might think, well, Scott, it didn't break support. We're not like, hey, let's hold on and see if it recovers because we're so bullish. That's part of what we've been talking about in our posture, is that 2 months ago, if we were in the high 4s or 5, or even, earlier than that when we were at 5.5, right? If we had those numbers, I'd probably stay with this. I'd probably be like, you know what? Buyers came back at the end of the day. This thing could recover from here. But we're in a deteriorating market, including, let's stop for a second. Including what? Well, clearly, there's another one of these coming. Bam. Boo! Boo! I agree. I agree. And now all of a sudden you're like, okay, I only have one buy day, and it's way back here. So as I look at this, I'm thinking to myself, okay, we now have one. Well, let's get rid of this one because it's going to be old. And then we'll let this wash out because it's a tie, sell, buy. Boom, boom, boom. So then we're saying to ourselves, this is what we have. And I have 3 sells, 0 buys, 3 ties. Oof. That is right on the bubble. Right on the bubble. If we got one more sell day, if this is a 4, equals minus 0.5. As it stands now, I'm thinking minus 0.25. Still. 3 sells, 0 buys. It's on the bubble, though. So if someone else was like, Scott, I'm already moving mine to a minus 0.5, I'd be like, okay. If tomorrow we get a sell day, now you'll notice at this point, we're pretty sideways overall. So we had a same high and a drop. I might take another quarter of a point away, at which point I would be at a 0.5. But this thing's pretty sideways right now on the short term. So I think there's a good chance we could lose another quarter of a point on the short term. We could potentially lose a quarter of a point on the volume. Major market. I think sector rotation is what it is right now. It's sitting at that minus 0.25. That's probably where it'll stay. Major market, iffy. VIX. Let's go look at the VIX. And yes, I don't want it to stall me out, so I'm not going to go through my watch list. Actually, before we go, let's look at this real fast. This is still fine. Long term is still fine. Long term is still fine. And now let's drop back to the 6 month and let's go to the VIX. Ooh, gosh. Ooh, gosh. And there's really not much time. There wasn't really time for to try to put a put on. But this is now a higher low. So we're going to drop, I think we're going to drop at least another half a point, maybe 3/4, maybe even a full. I mean, I think we're going to end up at best at 2, but we could be in the 1s. Depending on how tomorrow goes, by Sunday, we could be in the 1s. It's not. We can't wish for a better market than it is, because if you trade according to that wish, you're going to find yourself getting into trouble. Getting into trouble. So, questions, concerns. How's everybody else looking at this? How are you feeling about the market right now? Are you in trades? Steve C has Coke, but he closed NU. Is anybody still in NU? I closed my NU. And is anybody still in Micron? Micron looks great. Micron's profitable. Moving well. Despite concerns from today. Despite those concerns. So, anybody still in either of those? Where you guys out there? You guys out there? Who's out there? Talk to me. What are you trading or not trading? KO, MO, Walmart. Doug Ward has puts. Oh, puts on what? Tell me what you're putting. Tell me what you are putting puts on. Putting puts on. Reddit, Robinhood. Okay. Let's go take a look. Let's go take a look. Okay. Okay. Let's go take a look at. In fact, you know what I was going to show today? I was going to show a bearish search. A bearish search. How are you finding bearish trades? Out of curiosity. Let's go take a look at those two. Reddit. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Reddit is definitely dropping. Definitely dropping. Let's go to Hood. I actually ran it already. Ooh, post earnings. All right. Yeah, I like both of those. I like both of those. Okay. Let me pull up the bearish search recommendations. So, if we come in now, here's what I have. I have descriptive. Which is, I'm looking for over 2 million shares of volume, over $10 for price. And I'm looking to have optionable and shortable. Then I'm going into the technical side. And in the technical side, I'm looking to have price below the 50-day moving average, but above the 200. What does that mean? It means it's dropped enough to break through the 50, but it hasn't fallen so far that it's under the 200. Now, you could look at both, But if you look at things that are under both, you're going to find things that have been in downtrends for a much longer period of time, right? Where it may be that they've been going down for so long, they're starting to look like value plays. And then you're wondering if that's going to hold up. Okay, so I have below the 50, but above the 200. Lastly, I have two performance indicators. And I want you just to think in terms of a flag type pattern. This one here, down for the month. This one here, up for the week. So overall, it's still down, but from here to here, it's up. And that's the kind of shape these two will give us. And when I'm done, I get these 65, 85. And, you know, some of them aren't really ready yet. Like this one here. American Eagle. It's trying to push up. So the question is it going to turn over or not? We're not quite sure. Maybe. Here's one. This is granite. I don't know what this is. Granite? It drops, pulls up. Whoops. Boom, boom. Down for the month, up for the week. Right? And what are we looking for? We're looking for things that are rolling over. AMDL probably does not have great volume, so just be aware of that. Yeah, you can see it's trading, 14 million. Let's see what the options look like. AMDL. Oh, it does have weeklies. We'll go 36 days out to the Marches. Yeah, it's got thousands, hundreds, and in some places thousands. But the spreads are not great. It's a bit iffy still. Yeah. All right, let's keep looking. Let's keep looking. Let's see. Back to the list. For anyone who wants it. Nope, let me give you. Can you post the settings? I am absolutely going to do better than that. Boom. That link will take you into this full search. into the full search. And now all of the parameters are built into that. So you can make it happen. Make it happen. Okay. Okay, let's keep looking. Glenn, good to see you. Glenn, we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Barrick Mining. Some of these golds look like they could be rolling over. Starting to drop. What would I be looking for on something like this? You might wonder. I'm going to look for this. That's from 54 to, that's 10 points. So I'd be looking for 48 down to 38, which, corresponds back here. That's another 8 points. Stop loss. 3 points. Yeah. Thoughts? Do you see what we're looking for? To have these things rolling over like this. Baba. Look at these things rolling over, you guys. That dropped from 180 to 156. That's 24 points. 168 would be 144. Down at these lows here. 144. This one's probably already got a Heiken Ashi candle in place. Baba. It does. So I wouldn't need to put a stop up here. I could put the stop right above this high, maybe even 166. Maybe even lower than that, 164. That's 5 points, and I've got 14. I've got 3-1 with this thing coming on back down. Shanghai market will be closed for a week. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. What else? Yeah, this did all right. This search. This did what we were looking for. Okay, what else? Estee Lauder. Estee Lauder. Starting to die on the vine after their bad earnings report. A little bit of a comeback and now turning back over to go the other way. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think we might have something here. Maybe I'll do a bearish trade. Frog had bad options. I already looked at this one. You might be like, ooh, look at that thing falling. Scott, yeah, I agree. I agree. High yield bonds. Some of them are more like these here. You can see are just sideways. They barely got below the 50. And I can say stocks only if I wanted to, but I'm going to look at everything. This Marvell looks like it's falling pretty good right here. Falling. Oh. Let's keep looking here. Yeah, we might have to start building ourselves a little bit of a bearish watch list, in fact. Anyone that looks like this to me, where it's just like, that's not good. This one's a little better, as is this one, because you can see it started to fall. But my preference is going to be things that have come down more. None of these are all that great. These silver stocks. I think there's more opportunity earlier in the list. None of these look that strong, in my humble opinion. Okay. You mean like practice one now, or you mean like put an alert out, Melody? What sounds more helpful? No alert. Just go run some numbers. Let's go run some numbers. Hold on. Okay, let's see. Let's go see. Technical filters on this one, I have below the 50, above the 100. And performance 1 up for the month, performance 2 down for the week. Up for the month, down for the week. And that is giving us what we're looking for. So, okay. Why not for an alert? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I would say it's reasonable. But let's go back to the beginning. I'm going to go back to page 1. So we're not just sitting around in a down market. That's it. That is exactly right. That is exactly right. Okay. Where's Baba? Baba rolling over. Okay, let's go look at Baba. Baba. Let's look at Baba's implied volatility is up a little bit, but not terrible. Still reasonable. Okay. Okay. Now, target price we're going to say is 144. Stop price we're going to say is 165. What's above this? 165.50. 165.50. Okay. Baba. 165. Actually, I'm going to go 164.50. 50. I'm going to go 144 here. I'm going to go March. And we'll go out the money a little bit. 145s. And we'll probably look for this to take maybe a week at most to start moving. So what does this look like? Not quite 3-1, but pretty close. Not quite 3-1, but pretty close. Okay. Melody, specifically, everybody else, generally, we're just reversing our thought process here. Right? I'm just saying, hey, if this were flipped and it were going like this, we're thinking stop here, target here, and this is our trade. So now we're thinking stop here, target here, and this is our trade. We're thinking we want one of these. It looks like this, or looks like this, and it's like this. And now we're thinking, can I catch that one? Questions? Questions about the trades here. We're doing the same thing. We're going out, Anywhere from 3 to 5 weeks, 21 to 35 days. We're going out of the money. What else are we doing? Yeah, there's really not much that's all that different. Um, so, but if I were, I mean, there could be an alert tomorrow bearishly. Can you talk about calculations figuring options prices? How do you mean? As far as like which strike price? Honestly, it's the same thing. So when I go out of the money, like these are a little expensive, so I went down here to like 145, 150. Anytime I'm picking strikes, my general thought is I want something that's starts out of the money and ends in the money, which means anywhere from 155 to 145, right? So I could do the 145, 55, the 150, the 145. I don't want to go much below my target if I don't have to. Um, and there it is. Yeah. Questions about that? Not worried about more intrinsic value than extrinsic? No, because we puts tend to work fast, so I'm fine with them being out of the money. Definitely fine. Might it take longer than 7 to 10? Typically no, right? I mean, if you look here, uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, bam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. That's it. 6 days. Um, so no, they tend to be pretty fast. Yeah, walk upstairs, fall out windows kind of fast is what we're looking for. Definitely looking for quick moves. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And I think we might take one of these. I might create a bearish watch list between now and tomorrow afternoon where we have a few of these on a watch list that we can start to consider. Yeah, I think so. Any other questions about anything bearish on the search, on the setup, anything else along those lines? Otherwise, yeah, we're gonna keep an eye on these for tomorrow and see what we just might have. Okay, any other questions? How does Reddit look for a bear day trade? Let's go take a quick peek. And yes, if the overall setup is more bearish, it's definitely set up for more intraday bearishness as well. Let's just start zooming down. Still bearish here. You can see it's kind of pushed up a little bit. You know, we might wait for this 1 hour to roll over and then dive into. This is just the 1 hour is kind of sideways here. We're waiting for the 1 hour to turn over, and then you tell me what you think. It's a pretty good chunk there. That was a 139 to 1. I mean, that was a 7-point move. This is 132.5 to, so those are good. This, not so good. Not so good. So, yeah. Okay. Any other questions before we wrap it up? Glenn will be back. Glenn will be back tomorrow in the morning. I'll be back tomorrow in the afternoon. Let me know if you have any questions between now and then. Otherwise, tomorrow we're going to look for a bearish trade. Unless it's some crazy rally or I don't know. We'll see what happens. So, all right, you guys. It's great to see everybody. Have a great rest of your night. As always, happy trading.